Chapter 4. Simon's family moves to Bethlehem. 3 wise men come to visit Jesus. Chapter 4. Mary said we could see the baby. She said his name was Jesus. Joseph said his name meant anointed one. Mordecai spoke up and said, Mary, is he the Messiah? Mary answered, yes, Mordecai, he is the one we've all been waiting for. When I got back to the inn that evening, Mama said she and Papa had something important to talk to me about. Simon, she said, we are thinking about moving here to Bethlehem. Papa said he could still be a carpenter here and maybe open a shop of his own. As I was just about to cry, Mama said that Mordecai's family was thinking about moving here too. Now it didn't seem so bad. But what about Eli's family? I would ask him tomorrow. Mama reminded me to ask God to lead us in the direction he wanted us to go, and I said my prayers when I said my prayers that night. I sure did. So we moved to Bethlehem. Papa found a great home right in town so we could be near his shop. I had my very own room. Mama even made me a new blanket out of wool. It is blue and red and purple stripes. Then in the corner, I leave my prize-winning javelin. Papa and I made the javelin ourselves. It took about 3 days. Then Papa let me paint it myself. I used berries to paint it red, my favorite color. Morty's family said Eli's family moved here as well. It takes me 39 steps to get to Morty's house and 13 more to get to Eli's. We help our fathers with their work. Mine, of course, is a carpenter. Morty and Eli's fathers make tents together. Mary and Joseph and Jesus live here too. Joseph and my papa work as carpenters in the same shop. I play with Jesus once in a while. We have started to allow Andrew to come with us when we go play with our javelins and slingshots and bows and arrows. He was just too little before. Andrew has gotten quite good at using his slingshot. We set up a tree log for our arrows to land or make a line in the sand to see how far our javelins will go. We have foot races too, and Mordecai is definitely the fastest of us all. He takes off as fast as a lightning bolt and wins almost every time. After being here about 2 years, some interesting men came into the town one day. They were all seated on huge camels with tents on top to protect them from the sun, I guess. These men wore lots of jewelry and their faces were painted. They had a bunch of servants around them. We followed them as they made their way to Mary and Joseph's house. They went up to the door where Mary was standing holding Jesus by the hand. The men went inside, but we could see through the window that they were bowing down in front of little Jesus. They said, "We have seen the star, and it has led us to the Christ child. Here we have brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh." Then they opened each box to show Mary. Jesus clapped his hands in delight. Then the men bowed down and went out and got on their camels and rode the other way out of town. I couldn't contain myself any longer, so I knocked on the door and said, "Mary, it's me, Simon. May I come in?" Mary said, "Sure, Red." So Mordecai, Eli, and I rushed into the house. I asked Mary about the men who were there to see little Jesus. She said they were very wise men from the east who study stars. They had seen the star that stays over Jesus' house, and they knew that the Messiah had come because of it. That was when we started giving gifts to each other at Jesus' birthday. In honor of the love we feel for each other, we give gifts. But also to remember him, because you see, he and his family left Bethlehem in the middle of the night just a couple of days after the wise men were here. I missed playing with Jesus, but I had a feeling I would see him again one day.